Today we're going to be talking about evaluating functions, which is not a new concept. We definitely have evaluated functions earlier in the year. We're just going to kind of use it to create new equations. So at the top of your paper, you're going to notice the directions say given the three functions below, determine the new function. So you have an f, g, and h at the top of your paper. I would put a box or a circle or a star around them just so you know that all 5 problems that you see are going back to those 3 functions, which I have written in red, orange, and yellow at the top of my paper. Letter A says find k of x such that k of x equals f of 1 minus g of 2. So we need to perform 2 operations. I need to find f of 1, which means everywhere I see x, I'm going to replace it with 1. Because it says f, that means I'm going to this equation here. So, f of 1, again, everywhere I see x, I replace it with 1. If you want, you can get yourself set up, leaving parentheses everywhere the x is, and then plugging in the 1 that we need to do. 1 squared is 1. 4 times 1 is 4. The 3 remains unchanged. So when I found f of 1, 1 plus 4 plus 3 will give me 8. Done with that. Now I need to find g of 2. So g of 2 says, I go where the equation is and where x is, I'm going to replace it with 2. So I have 2 plus 6, and then I have 2 minus 8. Again, I'm using the g equation because that's what it says to use, g. 2 plus 6 is 8. 2 minus 8 is negative 6, and when I multiply these two, we get a negative 48. Now, the last part that we need to do is I need to take all this information and I need to put it together. So when I come back up here, I'm going to replace my f of 1 with the 8 that it's equal to. Now I'm going to replace, and notice I wrote minus because there's a minus in the equation. Now I'm going to replace g of 2 again with what it's equal to, which is the negative 48. And 8 minus 48 is going to give us a positive 56 because the double negative will turn into a plus. Letter B. Again, using the same 3 functions, so I need to find f of 2, I need to find h of 4, and then I bring them back into the problem. So some scratch work off to the side. F of 2 will be 2 squared plus 4 times 2 plus 3. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 plus 8 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. So that's my f of 2. Now I need to find h of 4. So I go to the h equation, and I have negative, and then I'm going to substitute in 4 for the x right there. So 4 minus 3, the quantity squared, plus 4. Again, you can type this in the calculator if you like, or you can do it by hand. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 squared is still going to be 1, but then that negative out front is going to make it a negative 1 plus 4. So for this answer, we get 3. Sorry, I was running out of room there. All right, now I need to go back to the original problem. So I'm going to come back up here. So m of x equals, in the f of 2 spot, I'm going to replace that with 15. Then I'm going to write times because it says times. And now I need to replace h of 4 with what that was equal to, which is 3. So my new m of x equation is equal to 45. So the next one, you're going to notice that there's not just a numerical value, there's a number with an x. So plugging in an x means I'm not going to get a numerical value as an answer. So I go up to the g equation, and I'm substituting in a 5x everywhere I see x. So I'm replacing the x, and you can get yourself set up if you want. So these 2 x's need to be replaced with 5x. And the only thing I can really do here is either FOIL or box. So some of you like to do the foiling method, where you do your first outer, inner, last. Some of you do the box method where you draw your 2 by 2 box. Make sure you put these on the outside. So I'm going to just go ahead and do the foiling. My first term will be 25x squared. Then I'll get minus 40x. Then I'll get plus 30x. And then I'll get minus a 48. The only thing I can do is combine like terms in the middle. So I get 25x squared minus 10x minus 48. And at this point, I really don't have to do anything because the equation was only g of 5x. So this equation right here is actually the answer to what z of x is equal to. You're going to notice a similar outcome for letter D. So for p of x, they just want you to evaluate the f function at 10x. So I'm going to go to the f function, and everywhere I see x, I'm going to replace it with 10x. So to get yourself set up, I have f of 10x. Again, everywhere I see x, I'm going to leave parentheses so that I can substitute in that 10x. A 10x squared means 10x times 10x, which would be 100x squared. Middle term will be plus 40x, and then plus 3. Again, nothing can really change because it was just f of 10x, which I just found. So this new equation actually represents my p of x equation. So I am done. The last one is quote-unquote the hardest one. Again, I wouldn't classify this as difficult. There's just a lot of steps, but you guys can handle it. So first I need to find g of 2x. So I'm going to find g of 2x first. So I'm going to be using this equation right here, and I'm replacing those x's with 2x. So I'll have 2x plus 6 and 2x minus 8. And again, you can either foil or box. I'll do the box this time just so I can kind of touch on all the different types of learners out there. The 2x and the 6 goes on the outside. Again, if you foil, you're doing first, outer, inner, last. For the box method, you're finding the area of each box, so you're multiplying those two. Down here, I'll get negative 16x and negative 16. And then we combine like terms. So for g of 2x, we'll get 4x squared minus 4x minus 16. So in terms of my answer, I can go up here and I can replace the top with what I just got. So g of 2x was equal to a 4x squared minus 4x minus 16. That's done. Now I just need to figure out what f of 3x is equal to. So I can do that at the bottom. So f of 3x, so I'm using the f function right there. So that means everywhere x is, I replace it with 3x. I think you guys got the hang of this by now. Hopefully I can squeeze the 3. Eek! I ran out of room, so I'm going to write plus 3 up here. 3x times 3x is a 9x squared. In the middle, I'll get plus 12x, and then that last term remains on change of 3. Can't do anything else with that, so I just go to the bottom, and I'm going to write 9x squared plus 12x plus 3. And that's all there is to it. I can't simplify it. I can't reduce it. I can't cancel anything out. So that would just be your final answer there. And I just realized that I have a mistake. I'm so sorry. Let's go back over here. I was just kidding. I wanted to see if you were paying attention. That bottom box should be a negative 48. So this over here should be a negative 48, not a negative 16. I was just seeing if you were paying attention. All right, so that's all for today. There's 5 practice problems to try.